I just cannot date someone that I am not attracted to. So this question seems to come up a lot with my teachings, of course, because you guys, if you've been following me here for a long time, you guys know that I consistently teach to you to date outside of your comfort zone, and dating men that don't seem to be as attractive to you at first, maybe seem kind of boring, not your average type that you go for. And, I always tend to get a lot of pushback for that, and girlies who say, I cannot date men that I'm just not attracted to. And I just want to dive a bit deeper on this, okay? So, of course, with our current culture and the ways that we have really been heavily influenced by Hollywood, okay? All of the movies, the film industry, all of these fake perceptions of men in the movie screens, and we're filling our minds with these hot guys in the movies every single day. And so we tend to unknowingly paint a picture in our minds of how a man should look, and he should be hot and sexy, and he should have a six-pack, and he should have buff shoulders, and he should have, he should be 6 foot tall. These are all, of course, very they're traits that obviously can be very true for some masculine men, like truly masculine men. But the reality is that more masculine men are not going to be hot and sexy with the 8-pack, working out in the gym for hours upon hours. Masculine men maybe will have like a couple more, masculine men will maybe have a couple more extra pounds on them. They will be very fit, strong, good, keep a good figure and keep in shape, but just a general like workout routine. But so we see these guys that are like heavily obsessed with fitness today, and then we tend to think that that is the definition of masculinity, when in reality that is actually a feminine energy guy, which I'm not going to get too much on that, because I do have an e-guide of 10 signs of feminine energy men. If you have not checked that out, it is on my webpage, so I will link that down below. And you can go see all the signs that I have wrote out for you in that PDF. So let's first acknowledge the fact that men do get insecure too. They deal with insecurities in their looks just in some ways as much as we do, for us ladies. But obviously they are much more quiet about it, because ultimately their insecurities, their biggest insecurities, are on their money and how they can provide and protect. But with the indoctrination of Hollywood and film culture, they do have insecurities around their looks, okay? And so there's a lot of confusion for these men on being approachable or being good enough for us women. Get ripped and look as good as Ryan Gosling in Barbie. They sometimes that can stop them from reaching out to beautiful feminine women, okay? And so this is why I have become so passionate about teaching the differences of men and women and how we mate, marry, and attract, because we are so different and we are on opposite poles. And knowing this kind of information will help you to better understand starting relationships on a healthy foundation versus starting them off on not so healthy of a foundation. So truthfully, masculine men will put a premium on the way that you look and the way that you carry yourself and the way that you're showing up, because you are the feminine energy and you are the beautiful prize. Men are visually stimulated by us by design. They are visually attracted to us by the way that we look, our beautiful feminine figures. So, of course, when I say that you should date outside of your comfort zone, this does not mean that you have to date like way off the deep end and go like in a completely different direction than what you would normally go for. It doesn't mean that at all. It just means that maybe there's this guy that is pursuing you, or you know, he has some interest in you, and you look at him and you're not really like, when you first look at him, you're not like, oh my god, he's so hot and sexy, and you know, he looks so good. But you're also not looking at him like, he's so hideous and he's way like not my type, and you know, he doesn't have enough hair on his head, or you know, we can't be too picky about these things. So it's not that you are, you know, going into either extreme, but that you allow these guys that just have more of an average look to pursue you, and you open yourself up to it. And when you get to know him more, whenever he shows consistency in wanting a relationship with you, you know, acknowledging that you are so beautiful, the more that you allow yourself to open up to him and see him as beautiful. Because us women, we can be more slow to grow in our attraction. We can start to think of men that weren't so attractive to us at first as more attractive to us once we really get a little bit more intimate with him. Once he really starts to show that he cares and he protects us financially, emotionally, you know, mentally, every which way, when he shows that he is protecting and providing of us and cherishing our feelings and really being that strong masculine role that we ever so desire and need, that is when we are able to grow our attraction visually and say to ourselves, he doesn't look so bad. You know, maybe at first I didn't think that he was the most handsome. I didn't really think that he was all that attractive, but now I'm starting to see that he is very attractive to me. And that's just how it goes for us feminine women. So to wrap up this point, you know, a lot of these men that have the stud syndrome, as I like to call it, you know, they're very masculine looking, you know, they're very fit, strong, tall, beautiful, handsome, clean cut, all of this. Like, I know a lot of men that are very attractive in that way, but they have this stud syndrome where they know they're attractive, they get all kinds of women like throwing themselves on them because they're attractive, and so it kind of gets into their head, okay, and so they kind of use that as bait in order to lure women in. And to be honest with you, even sometimes these more stud muffin men can seem a bit more dangerous and a bit more intimidating to your feminine wisdom. And if your feminine wisdom feels very sensitive to it, you know, if you feel that gut feeling in your feminine body that these men are not safe for you, you know, when you first see a man and then you get that strong feeling over you, like, oh my gosh, you know, you know that feeling if you've ever seen a really attractive guy. That feminine wisdom is there for a reason. And these men tend to feel a bit more dangerous because they are more of the studs that have the women coming after them. We can kind of register this as the more player type, and so it feels very unsafe to the feminine wisdom. Yes, these kinds of men are going to naturally turn more heads. And I'm not saying that it's not possible to have a healthy relationship with a man like this. Of course it is. Of course it is. But they are naturally going to turn more heads. And especially when you are a beautiful couple, you know. The two of you are equally as beautiful. You just tend to be more in touch with your femininity, where you acknowledge your beauty and you really stand confident in being the more beautiful one. Are you following me here? And rather him just being someone who's very handsome, has the potential to attract women, but that's not like, he doesn't lead with his hotness, okay? I myself, I see a lot of very attractive older men, and they're most definitely studs, but they always have women around them because they look very good. And yes, they do have a lot of masculine energy, but ultimately, in the end, masculine energy provides, protects, and cherishes. And if that is not the energy that they are actually bringing to the table when pursuing a feminine woman, then both parties are going to end up losing in the end, and in the overall conclusion of the relationship. Okay, so I just wanted to make this quick, easy video to get a video uploaded on here, and it's always a topic that I really love to address and answer. And I have a dating course coming out very soon. I promise you, it's coming very soon. Just a little bit of tweaking here and there that I have been doing, and yeah, I hope you guys will check that out. It's going to have this information, but so much more information on it as well. Tips that I don't share on any of my social medias. And also, there is some stuff on there that has already been taught to you, but it's going to be all combined into this, I think, like 7 or 8 video course. So, as always, make sure you subscribe, and thank you for being here. If you would like to leave a comment, I always appreciate your comments and your love and your positivity on my YouTube journey. It always just means so much to me. So thank you if you do. And as always, I will see you in my next video.